TVF, a name that has genuinely transformed the entire landscape of content curation in India. A production company that has delighted us with some of the best stories we have ever seen, especially on the digital platforms. Just like Pictures, Permanent Roommates, Chai Sutta Chronicles, and many more, we now have another brilliant web series from the same team that has genuinely stolen our hearts with their dedicated approach to create something that truly resonates with our real life by paying enormous attention to detail. And Panchayat is no exception. A new web series from the house of TVF, which is available on Amazon Prime Video, that tells us the story of our very own Jitendra Kumar or Jeetu Bhaiya, who plays the role of Abhishek, an aspiring engineer who aims to do something meaningful in his life and wants to flourish with a great career. But then he ends up getting a job as a secretary at a village Panchayat of Fulera, District Balia, Uttar Pradesh. This job introduces Abhishek to a whole new world that he actually never wants to be a part of. He is reluctant from the inside to begin with this job and simultaneously thinks of preparing for the MBA entrance exam. Now for the review part, I will just say that I thoroughly enjoyed watching all the 8 episodes. But here's something that I wanted to talk about, which is also the title of the video in case you didn't read it completely. Attention to detail. In the beginning of any film or series, it becomes crucial to create an atmosphere for the viewers so that they get truly immersed in the story. The makers of Panchayat have taken really good care of this aspect, like presenting the opening credits in Devanagari script that reflects how the makers have focused on intricate details. Now we all have seen movies that depict the story that is set in a town or a region that possesses a different language or a dialect. And while watching it, we often end up complaining about the misunderstood representation, which slightly points towards inaccurate analysis from the maker's end. I'm not saying that this actually happens, but it does feel like that, right? But in every episode of Panchayat, there is no such unnecessary inclusion of a non-existent dialect, which is great. I'm sure that the makers are trying to target a particular set of audience with this series, and they completely excel in doing that because they haven't messed up with the local language at all. If you are someone like me who belongs to Uttar Pradesh, you will instantly agree with me. And finally, let's talk about logic, which sometimes goes missing when it comes to portraying a particular situation. This is another reason why I love TVF. They always try to bring fiction and reality as close as possible. There are instances in Panchayat, just like 5 to 6 seconds of scenes, where you will notice that the occurrence of that particular event feels natural and logical at the same time. For example, there is a scene where Abhishek comes to meet Raghuveer Yadav, who plays the role of the Sarpanch and is of course brilliant in this series. Since Abhishek parks his bike outside the house, the Sarpanch tells him to make sure that he has locked the bike properly and has the keys with him, otherwise it might get stolen. Did you see that? This is attention to detail. Because if this one particular dialogue was not there, a voice in our head would have popped up and said, "Hey, what if someone steals your bike?" But then the writing is so immaculate that there is already the answer to this question. Situations like these add up to bring much more natural vibes in this fictional story. But before I end this video, I want to share something more with you. This series gives us an insight about how everyday life sets in motion in the rural part of our country. It is possible that when someone migrates to a city from a village seeking opportunities and a better state of living, the city crowd might not accept or allow that person to become a part of, well, the city crowd. But in this story, the feeling of acceptance and the caring attitude that still exists in the rural India speaks volumes about the abundant sentimentality and the helping nature that has somehow become lost or has become a joke for us who are fortunate enough to enjoy almost all sorts of luxuries. Each episode of Panchayat has a different storyline based on a situation that works like an eye-opener for Abhishek. He begins to realize that it doesn't matter if there is a communication gap between him and the villagers. It doesn't matter if they don't know about the latest technology, but in the end, they always help him, like he belongs to that village. His feeling of being an outsider slowly fades away, and his problems get solved with the support of the villagers. This is the power of acceptance, which is covered beautifully by Panchayat. Thank you so much for watching this video, and in case you liked it, do give it a thumbs up. Share your comments about Panchayat if you have watched it, and if you haven't, please do, and I'm sure you will love it just like I did. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with another video. Till then, my name is Porush. You're watching the 70mm show. Long live cinema.